South Africa is a feast for the senses and a refreshment for the soul. But there's some things you need to know before you go. And today, we'll give you 25 things that every traveler needs to know before coming to South Africa.
South Africa is a country like no other.
In fact, a lot of people came and never left.
And if you're coming to South Africa, here are the top 25 things every traveler should know. Starting us off at number 25 is knowing when the best time to come is. And honestly, South Africa is a country that you can enjoy year round, but it really gets popping in the summer, which for this country is from November to March. Now, pro tip, if you're coming for a safari and you're trying to see the big five, your best chance to come is May to October, which is when most of the animals are seen gathering around water sources. The views are clear, you'll have a better chance. And speaking of the big five, South Africa is one of the countries on this continent where you can catch them all. And as a traveler, I think it's good to know what they are. Do you know what they are? One of these does not belong.
Let's talk about money. The currency here is called the Rand, R-A-N-D, denoted by a Z-A-R. $1 is equivalent to 17 to 18 Rand. Right now, today, it's 17.63. Credit cards are widely accepted all over the country, so you don't have to walk around with a wad of cash in your pockets. Now, at that ATM machine, I strongly recommend declining the conversion rate. Keep your money in your pocket and use whatever conversion rate that your bank is going to hit you with. It's going to be a lot lower than whatever's at that ATM. And there are ATMs scattered everywhere in South Africa. When you go to the ATM, the fees range between like 50 Rand to 75. Anything over 75, run and go to a different ATM.
As a traveler, you should know that there is a tipping culture here, but it's typically like 10 to 15% that you pay, and it's always advised to tip for good service. There's a lot of good people here taking good care of you, so take good care of them. For the past few weeks, we've been based out of Joburg, which has been fun exploring, but today we took a trip to Pretoria. Public transportation is accessible all throughout South Africa, especially in the bigger cities, like Joburg.
So getting around SA, apart from public transportation, is really easy. All the ride-sharing apps are here. The top four are Uber, Bolt, Lyft, and InDrive. If you get a driver on any of them and you like your driver, man, get at them, talk to them, and you can probably arrange something where he'll drive you around for the entire day for a decent price. We've done that a couple of times while we were here, and it worked out phenomenally.
Another thing that's really beautiful about this country is these trees right here, the ones that are producing the purple flowers, also known as the jacaranda trees. Someone from a long time ago brought the seeds here and planted them here. They're not native to South Africa, but they're in bloom right now. It's October and we get to witness these beautiful trees. Now, another tip for you is that South Africa is a very modern country.
When we say modern, we mean it's the most modern industrialized country in Africa. It has the highest economy in Africa with the highest nominal GDP, 38th largest in the world. It has modern technology, fiber optics in our apartments in Joburg. The healthcare here is beyond adequate. It's great healthcare, especially if you have private insurance.
And I cannot forget to mention that this country has a robust tourism industry. I'm talking so many different attractions and a wide travel network, not to mention the fact that there are tons and loads of different accommodations, whether that be hotels, resorts, Airbnbs, no matter what your budget is. If you're looking for accommodations in South Africa, I got a tool for you. That's Directo Travel, which is a free Chrome extension to help you find the best deals on accommodations as you're searching and browsing through your go-to sites. And they're the sponsors of today's video. Here's how to use this simple, easy-to-use tool. Search for the Directo extension on Google, where you can access it via the Google Chrome store, and search accommodations like normal. When you see the Directo logo, head to the property's direct website to see if there's a better offer. I don't know about you, but I'm trying to save $1 anywhere I can. And right now, scrolling through booking.com because we're planning a trip to Durban in a few weeks, and there are so many options where I saw the Directo logo there for accommodations. Clicked on one, and I just saved $82 on this booking because it took me directly to the website and they had it for much cheaper. This is a free tool that you can use on your computer's browser. Who doesn't love saving money? Whether you're planning travel now or later, download the extension and use it when it's necessary. You have nothing to lose and money to save. Now, let's get back to those tips. As a traveler, when you're going to a new place, you often have to connect to their local network as soon as possible. You can get a local SIM card, you can pick it up from the airport or at different spots around the city, but there are a lot of eSIM carriers that have access to the local data and network here in South Africa. I used Airalo in Cape Town and it did great there, but in Joburg, not so much. I tried out Saily, so both of those are good eSIMs to check out while you're here in South Africa.
It is a cardinal sin to call Braai barbecue here in South Africa. If you do it, you're dead wrong. Braai is braai. It's a classification all its own. They have bread, there's desserts, there's this stuff called shakalaka, there's pop. Braai is an entire earth-moving experience, and you gotta try it if you come.
Can we get the Chenin Blanc, the bottle please, and some pita and hummus? While we wait for our wines, let me tell you that the wine region in South Africa is world renowned. I'm talking, they have the longest wine route in the world called Route 62. It is all the way from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. That is a whopping 850-kilometer wine route. The majority of that wine region you'll find in the Western Cape, so if you find yourself over there, please indulge.
Okay, apartheid in South Africa. As a traveler, you're gonna notice something as you move around in South Africa. You're gonna notice a whole lot of separate different groups. All this separation can be attributed to a couple of different things, but the main thing is apartheid. Now, apartheid was legalized separation here in South Africa. They call it legalized separation, but it was nothing but oppression. Apartheid was a way that the government, up until 1994, kept the colored, white, and black people completely separate. Legally separated. Houses, bathrooms, libraries, parks, if you name it, it was separate and it was not equal. You notice all kinds of different signs in two different languages. When you go to the grocery store, there'll be English on one side of the sign and another language on the other side of the sign. That other language is Afrikaans. And that Afrikaans are the people that brought apartheid here to South Africa. You will notice this as you go through South Africa, that kind of whites hang out with whites, black people hang out with black people, and colors hang out with colors. Now, that rule is not hard and fast, but you can observe it everywhere you go. Now, this is a culturally rich and diverse place. We're talking about 11 different languages, but there's one language that is universal, which is English. So you can definitely get around the country and communicate with people relatively easily if you are a native English speaker. And you see all the different cultures interacting with each other, like in Cape Town, it's a Xhosa dominated environment. And here in Pretoria and in Joburg, it's a Zulu kind of environment. The slang and all that kind of different stuff, it's a conglomeration of all of those different languages together. So that's one part of the cultural diversity here. Another part is all the different cultures that are here. We have Asians, Indians, Malays, Black, White, Dutch, German, French, all here. This is actually known as the Rainbow Nation for such reason. But you need to know as a traveler that it is a salad, not a soup. Everybody does not hang out together. For instance, when we go out to a club, we've noticed that there's the club that we go to, and then right next door is a different club for people of a different hue, if you know what I'm saying. Now, do people cross those lines? Absolutely. There are white people inside the black club and black people inside the white club. Like I said, it's not a hard and fast rule, but it's real here.
The medical infrastructure here is on point. There are both public and private hospitals, exemplary private health care. There are medicines that you can get over the counter here that you would need a prescription for back in the States. There's just so many options here that are affordable and of high quality. I went to the dentist last week and was able to get a consultation, an x-ray, and a cleaning for 1,200 Rand, which is about $70. And dental, along with plastic surgery, seem to be in high demand for medical tourism here in South Africa.
I just want to say that if and when you get here, you really are going to fall in love with this place in regards to comfort level, in regards to access to modern amenities, and just access to good people, man. Everywhere we've gone here in South Africa, we've been here for about 4.5 months. We just run into really, really, really good people. It's just a nice country, man. So when you come prepared to enjoy yourself and enjoy the people of South Africa. So there are several different things you need to know if you want to come here. But one of the majors, if you like independence, is car rentals. Car rentals are really an ease to do here. A month rental here costs anywhere between $250 to about $600, depending on the type of car that you want and the coverage that you want. On average, you're looking at $400 for a mid-size sedan for a month. In my guesstimation, that's a good price.
If you are our audience and you are a U.S. citizen, just know that you get up to 90 days visa free to explore and invest in this beautiful country. But you have to know that you cannot overstay your visa. Like some countries, you can overstay and pay a little fee to get out. But if you overstay, South Africa will ban you from 1 to 5 years.
You are definitely going to need to do a little bit of shopping before you arrive here if you want to use your electronics. They use a Type M and a Type C adapter here in South Africa. M is that 3-prong adapter, and C is that like 2-prong European adapter. Their voltage comes in, I think, about 250, 260, I think. And the US general voltage is about 110. So it's for real. So you're gonna need an adapter. But make sure you read the back of your device, your battery pack or your laptop battery to make sure that it can take that 250 volt surge that they're going to get here in South Africa. Load shedding is really real here in South Africa. Now what load shedding is the scheduled power outages of different particular parts in the cities and neighborhoods throughout the country, lasting anywhere from 2 to like 6 or even 12 hours sometimes. Load shedding is real for a couple of different reasons. Like when you come to a stoplight and that light's not working, you need to be aware that it's not working all the way around. So when load shedding is in full effect, you need to be on your P's and Q's so you don't get caught with your pants down.
But like the year 2024 has done a number with load shedding because load shedding hasn't been a thing since March 26, guys. So our entire time here, we haven't had to experience it. I don't know if it's coming back, when it's coming back, but if it does, you want to look for accommodations or Airbnbs that say that they have an uninterrupted power supply, a UPS, or a backup battery so that you continue to have like lights and internet while you're staying there. And also make sure you download the Eskom app so that you know when and if power outages will be happening in your area. This country is busy, it's active, it's vibrant. There's always something going on. You're not going to get bored, especially if you're in the big cities. There's events that happen on first Thursdays that deal with the music and art scene, staying open a bit later. There is the Groupon of South Africa called FOMO, which has different deals to partake in to get to know the country a little bit better. There's summer concert series. There's always something going on. Your old school music favorites, they're probably performing somewhere in South Africa. So just check out the different music scene, the art scene, the entertainment scene, the wine scene. There's an event that's going on almost every day of the week.
Security is a big deal here. There are security gates. There are different security measures that are kept. All of the Airbnbs that we've stayed in, you have to go through a security gate, but you have to have your ID still. You have to have an access code, and obviously you have to have a key to get into your home. It's a big deal here. I'm assuming it's that way for a particular reason because crime exists between the have and have-nots, and the have and have-nots live right next to each other here in South Africa, so far in every city that we've moved to. Just know those security measures wouldn't be in effect everywhere unless they were necessary. So be on your P's and Q's as you roll through. I don't think you need to have your head on a swivel, but you need to have common sense to you. You cannot be aloof in the city here, so to speak. Shop. It means hello, it means goodbye, it means how you doing. It's just a greeting and one of the common pieces of lingo throughout the whole country of South Africa. Another common way of saying good morning to people is how's it? But how's it, I found out, is a Caucasian way to say it. Who's it? Who's it is the slang way, is the brother's way of saying it. In other words, it's the difference between saying like what is up and sup. How's it or who's it? We're in Joburg right now, and our #1 tip for traveling to South Africa is
Talk to the locals.
Speak to the people, y'all. They know everything. They are friendly, warm, and welcoming individuals. So talk to them, get an understanding of the area. What are the hot spots? What are the not spots?
We say this because some of our most memorable experiences throughout this country have been because we got local recommendations. You can't beat that.
Woo! We ain't been outside a minute, y'all.
And as far as I'm concerned, I'm here to do one thing and one thing only.